Some people ask, do I actually smoke cigars? The answer is yes. I mean, just because you never see me smoking it doesn't mean that I don't smoke it. I just don't smoke them on camera that much. I take some pictures and whatever, but this show will just be about how I got introduced to cigars. I had COVID at the beginning of last year, and it was horrible. And I lost my taste. I lost my smell. I'm a long-term sufferer, so I still have a COVID headache. My memory is shot. It's like I have beginning stages of Alzheimer's, because I can say something 1 minute and won't remember if I said it or not, or I'll ask you a question and I don't know if I asked it, and I literally will ask it like 2 minutes later. Most people be like, I just asked that. You just asked that. And I'm like, okay, well, just answer it again. I don't remember asking it. Anyway, I camp, and one of our camping friends, they smoke cigars. And I said, oh my God, I've always loved cigars, always wanted to try it, just didn't really want, didn't have anyone that would teach me how to do it. Pam is her name, Walter is her husband. She said, oh, well, here, let me give you this. And so she gave me a Tatiana grape. She gave it to me, and the first thing she said was, don't inhale. And I'm like, what? But it's a cigar. She was like, yeah, you don't smoke it like a cigarette, which for me is a good thing because I hate cigarettes. Yeah, I know. I smoke a cigar, but I don't like cigarettes. Go figure. So she said, the way you smoke it is like through a straw. Like you suck like you're going to suck a straw. You hold it in your mouth. That way you can taste the flavor notes. And then you blow it out. Okay, simple enough, right? Well, not so much. It's harder than you think, but I did it and instantly fell in love. Like, in love like I have worn my shoes. Okay, so that was my first one. And then she came back a week later and she gave me another one. So then she said, it's going to be up to you how you like it. They have mild, medium to full. It's a lot of different complexities, and I'll be going into that on this show, as well as talking about books that I've read. So I started checking out different cigar brands and learning everything that I could learn about it. And I have immersed myself into learning about cigars. Now, the one that I have right now is called a Sweet Dreams. It is by a local DC woman owned cigar company called Drunk Chicken Cigars. If you don't know about this cigar, you can go to my blog, Book, Shoes, and Writing. I did an interview with her, and she told me how this name came to be. So I had Living the Dream, not this one. I had that one before, loved it, gave it as gifts to some of the campground family. They loved it. So now I have Sweet Dreams. I am loving it so far. The bad thing for me is I can't smell it. So I have to rely on what other people are telling me about how the cigar smells. The way that I eat my food now is very different because I cannot smell food, which is a whole different problem because now, brace yourselves, people. I don't like fried chicken anymore. I do not like bacon anymore. And I think it has to do with my sense of smell because I do not have it. I never got my sense of smell back, and the doctors are thinking I'm never going to get it back. It's been over a year. So when I eat chicken or anything fried, let me preface it by that. Anything fried, it's a no for me. It's a no. And that's so bad because now I'm baking, and even air frying is not good for me. So when people see me smoking a cigar, they'll say, oh my God, that smells so good. I'm like, what does it smell like? So because I have to rely on them and my memory of what things smell like. I can taste it, and that's a whole different discussion, and I will go into that on another show. But you taste different notes. So here's the thing about a cigar. A cigar has 3 parts. A beginning third, the second third, and the last third. Well, I'm bad with math, so I don't know if that makes a whole, I don't know. But anyway, but you get the point. It's 3 sections. And so each section has a distinct taste to it. So this one, because I'm just starting to smoke it, I haven't really gotten into the flavor tones yet, but I'll let you know. So because I'm now smoking cigars, I have found that this is so relaxing. It actually helps with my COVID headache. Coffee actually helps with the COVID headache as well. I guess it's because of the caffeine or whatever. So I have to literally drink 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day now, and I was really only a 8-ounce cup of coffee person in the morning. Now I'm drinking like a tumbler, like, you know, the to-go cups. I'm drinking like 2 of those a day just to manage the headache, and smoking a cigar actually helps with that as well. So I smoke a cigar, I read a good book like you see up here on the shelf, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Well, I have let this go out, so I need to pause it so I can relight it, and I'm coming right back. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, cigars don't stay lit very long if you're not puffing on them consistently. Not like a cigarette, like you just you know, but you have to give it a good puff or inhale, whatever. You have to do that every so often or it's going to go out. Yeah, that tastes very well. That tastes really good. I can't really tell what the flavors are yet, but it'll come to me. It'll come to me. So I love doing local cigars, and like I said, Desiree is the owner of Drunk Chicken Cigars. I say that like I know her personally. I only interviewed her, so I'm sorry, Miss Desiree. Miss Desiree is the owner of Drunk Chicken Cigars, and she's from DC. Also, I drink this coffee right here from the Percolator Coffee Company. This coffee is made by Joe Claire, formerly of WPGC 95.5. He came out with a coffee line, and let me tell you, I'm hooked. If I'm not using my single pack Folgers, single serve coffee, this is the one I'm drinking. Get yourself some. It's amazing. It really is amazing, especially over ice. Like, I wasn't an iced coffee person until this. Now I'm hooked. I'm going to Starbucks getting coffee, but if I have extra left of this in the morning, then my second cup of coffee will be iced coffee. So this episode is the first episode. So, you know, as you can see, I'm at home. I am not in the studio because still COVID. I don't care that they're lifting mandates and mask mandates. I'm still going to be wearing my mask. So if you see me out, this is what you're going to be seeing of me. I'm going to have my braids. Might be black, it might be this, but this is me, okay? This is what you're going to be seeing of me for a while, because COVID is no joke. Did I get vaccinated? Kind of, sort of. I took 1 shot. Literally was down for 3 weeks, as if I had caught COVID all over again. Yeah, they say it's not COVID. They're not giving you COVID. I don't know why my system acts the way it does, but I had the shot in June of last year and literally couldn't get out of bed for 3 weeks. The congestion, the headache was even worse, body aches. Even now my arm still hurts. I went back to the doctor. I asked him about the second shot, and he told me, per his words, if you want to take it, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not suggesting that you take it. So I'm half vaccinated. What does that mean? It means I'm half vaccinated. That means I'm taking precautions for myself, that I'm always going to have my mask on, that I'm not going to judge you if you're vaccinated. I don't care. Don't judge me, though. So it's a personal preference. I have chosen not to take the second COVID shot because I don't want to live through 3 more weeks of what I went through. It was actually worse than when I had COVID. Okay? So there's that. Anyway, as you can see, I have some cigar accessories. This is my little cigar stand when I rest my cigar on. And this comes from Cigar Dagger. Of course it's blue. Of course it is. I mean, come on, people. I didn't stop being a Dallas fan just because they screwed up in the first round of the playoffs. Like, who didn't know that they was going to do that? I'm just saying. And I have right above my head over here, this was actually made for me. This was made from me. Isn't it a beauty? So it is actually a cigar. It's a cigar stand too, but an ashtray as well. Okay. I have some more cigar stuff that I'll be bringing out and showing you all. So let's just get into this book that I've been reading. Okay. You all know that I am a big proponent of books. Love books, love books, love books. I have been reading this book, and I know it's going to look backwards to you all, but it's Bill Clinton and James Patterson, The President's Daughter. I've had this book, I'm going to say, for about 8 months. I'm almost finished, as you can see. Oh, let me just tell you about this little dangly shoe bookmark. My partner's girlfriend, Susan McBride, gave me this for Christmas. First, I didn't know what it was, and then I had a book, and I was like, oh my God, it's a bookmark. I'm so hoping that it's a bookmark, because that's what I've been using it as. But can you see that it actually has a shoe? Oh, yes. It is so pretty. Let me just show you what the total thing looks like. This is what it looks like. And you all see that? And I mean, it's like book jewelry. I mean, get yourself a friend like Susan McBride, people. She sends me these nice little notes, get well cards, little handwritten notes. People don't do handwritten notes anymore. She does. And I appreciate and love her to death for that. So I've been reading this book, and on a scale of 1 to 5, I give it a 3.5. Here's why. The first third of the book, I was bored out of my head. It didn't go anywhere. It was so much background that I couldn't get into it. But I said, I'm going to keep reading it because I love James Patterson. I like Bill Clinton as president. Didn't know how he was for an author. But I said, I'm going to give it a shot. The first book bored me to tears. Hence why I've had this book for 8 months and I'm still reading it. Then the second third, and again, I'm bad with math, so don't hold me to the fractions here. The second third picked up. It picked up, and I began to fall in love with this book. Needless to say, it took that long that I can almost tell you the exact page count. I was on page 205 before this book picked up. How do I know it was page 205? Because I wrote it in the book. Finally picking up. Okay? So if you pick up this book, and this book is thick, it's a big book, and the thing is, the chapters are short. So I don't know. The book is 594 pages. I am on page 431, but it has picked up considerably. So I say all that to say this: just because it's written by James Patterson and Bill Clinton, don't mean that it's a good book. Okay. I'm hoping that these last 100 and so odd pages keeps me engaged like it is right now. Because like I said, the first 205 pages did not, and I don't like that in a book. Okay, so like I said, my show is back. I'm going to have some live authors. I am going to be drinking my most favorite, some Crown Royal Apple, or some wine. Got some wine choices? Let me know, because I'm all about the wine. Actually, I'm looking for a port. Here's why. See how I almost let it go out? See how I almost let it go out? I'm looking for a port because they said a port is good to have with a cigar. I don't know, because I've never had a port because I don't like red wine. But they said port is different than red wine. I don't know. You tell me. Paula, Skittles, have you had a port? Let me know. And if you did have a port, Paula, let me know what port is good. I'm still drinking Cosmopolitans because of my Skittles up in New York. Paula Lanier. Hey girl, hey. We call each other Skittles. We'll get more into that, into the reason why. Miss her, love her to death. But if you know, Paula, if you know of a port that I can try with a cigar, just let me know. My cigars are kind of sweet. Not real sweet, but they're sweet enough. I'm sorry, did the smoke blind you all? But as far as the rest of the show, I will be going back into the studio at some point. I'm just not comfortable being in the studio around a whole lot of people yet. And the people that I am around, they know me, I know them, and I know their status, and I know that they know my health issues, so they take care and I take care of them. So that's why I can be around certain people. I'm still not around big crowds because I'm not comfortable. Going in the grocery store is a whole issue for me. I mean, I'm wiping everything down. I keep cans of spray in the car, and I got in each door panel of my car I have hand sanitizer. People don't ride in my car. The only person that rides in my car is my partner. Or have my kids been in my car since COVID? Nope. That tells you something. I trust my kids, but they got babies that go to school now, and cheering. They the super carriers, so they'll bring it home to you in a minute. So I'm just saying, I love my babies. I love all my grandbabies. And I hope that when they're out and about, they take as much care as I know that their parents are telling them to, keep their mask on, don't share anything. But, kids are at school. They touching, they still, they still don't know. So, as far as the rest of the shows, I'm going to be... Oh, you know what? Let me show you something real quick. You see this? That's an uneven burn. See how that happened? That's what it's called, an uneven burn. So at some point, I'm going to have to light this backside. And again, it's all in the education of the cigar and all that. And I don't know why it's an uneven burn. I toasted the foot. Again, I'll go into all these terms at a different time. But I toasted the foot, so I don't know why it's doing that. It could be it's just rolled a little different. And I'll get into all of that. Oh, let me tell you something. I was going to go to a cigar convention in November 11th, 12th, I believe. And to go to the cigar convention is $695. Granted, I will meet some of the best in the industry. I will be getting to get samples of cigars that's not on the market. Yeah, I get all that. There's galas, there's formals, there's parties, there's this and that and the other. But $695, people? Las Vegas? Okay, maybe it's because it's Las Vegas. I don't know. And they're staying at the hotel that has a brand new cigar lounge, which is on my list now to go. So it may be worth the $695. I don't know. I might have to do a layaway plan. And if y'all want to help a sister out, just inbox me. And I mean, $10 to help out. $10 from all of you. I can be halfway there. But anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed this show, and I am going to be coming back to you next week. I'm hoping to have an author on with me next week, but I'm still in the getting back into the scheme of things and rolling around. I didn't give you the shoe cam, but you'll have a shoe cam next week. Oh, well, kind of, sort of, because see, there's a shoe up on there. It's a red bottom shoe, and I don't even own a pair of red bottom shoes. That's actually a wine holder, but you see that it's empty because I drank the wine. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the BSW Swangin Show this week. And next week, I will be coming back to you smoking a different cigar and letting you in on some more cigar secrets. So, until next week, people, keep it smoky, keep reading, and have a great week.